last week I got recommended this particular video by a brother by the name of Ed Travels. And the name of the video is called F 'em and Fly, a Passport Bro Speaks Out. Now guys, why am I reviewing this video? I'm going to review it in a few parts, but the first part that I'm going to talk about is just the misconception, it's misnomers about passport bros, black men with passports, that they are weak, dusty, and broke. Okay? And I believe that's been the case since the 80s when black men were going overseas to Brazil. You had that particular talking point, but I like how Brother Ed breaks it down and how he shuts down the critics like in a really fantastic way. I'm going to talk about, how he did it, and I'll play this clip and then we'll come back and break it down.
In order for a brother to travel overseas, he can't be dusty and broke. Number one. So all them people that, the little angry lady, I'm pretty sure everybody saw the video, that sat back and told, y'all sit y'all dusty behinds down. Y'all baby mamas told y'all can't travel because you can't get your passport anyway. See, that showed the ignorance. Number one, if I owe child support, I can't get a passport. Duh. So who you talking to? Secondly, all these passport bros don't have baby mamas. Okay? And then, international tickets are not cheap, people. For me to fly back to Southeast Asia, it's almost $1,600 one way. That's not counting transportation, hotel, food, all of that. So this idea that, they dusty and they broke, that's why they're leaving, that doesn't even make common sense. The reality is, the men that, like my grandmother used to say, the men that got some business about them, about themselves, the brothers that have worked and retired or are still working a good job, that might not meet that 6 figures, 6 feet tall, 6 inches matrix that a lot of modern women are putting out there. He's not a high value man, but the brother don't have no baby mamas. If he did, he don't owe no child support. He's taking care of himself. He's paying his bills. He qualifies for a passport because that's a privilege. That's something that's just not given to people. That's a privilege. So that brother that's traveling is far from broke. He might not be super wealthy, but he got enough money. And even on that, I grew up in Los Angeles. I'm in Atlanta right now. For me to fly to LA round trip, hotel, rental car, food, all of that, costs me more than it does to fly to Cartagena, Colombia, the DR, El Salvador, Mexico. Facts. So this whole bashing and attacking passport brothers or brothers that travel that we dusty and we broke. The reality.
So one of the things he talks about is the fact that brothers who are traveling are broke. Now, to have a passport, like I said, a lot of people always talk about you got child support, you can't do this. You can't be on child support and be a travel bro or a passport bro. It's not even going to go down. Doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. You definitely have to be able to afford, even in economy. Like I said, that's a $1,600 ticket going to Thailand, and that's in economy. God forbid you're talking about business class. Business class is typically 3 to 4 times the price. So let's say if you're flying business class, to Bangkok, you're paying like $6,000. Not to mention, you got to pay for room and board. You got to pay for a visa. You got to have some spending money and all of that. So a man who's able to do that, especially amongst many countries, would not be broke. Like he said, you'd have to have some sense about you. All right. And another thing too, most guys that are in the passport bro community that are doing that, they seem to be somewhat educated. Whether they have a good job, that means they can keep a job for a long period of time. They went to college or at least have some sort of technical skill that would at least allow them to do what Brother Ed is talking about. But I want to get to like the main point that he's dealing with. And he said, listen, if a black man can travel and, you know, at least visit overseas or stay overseas, he typically has some sense about him. Now, he may not be rich, or he may not be the 6 foot, and, you know, he may not be what you want him to be, but he has the ability to explore his options. And he said something profound. The ones that are dusty and broke are there with you. Now, I'm going to deal with that because that tends to be the issue. The ones that are dusty and broke are there with you. Here's the problem. The ones that are dusty and broke, they don't want them. The other brothers who have something going on, they don't want them either. But they do want their attention. That's the situation. The brothers that are going overseas are supposed to be the brothers that would be a stepdaddy simp, the kind of guy that would be friend zoned, the kind of guy that would, you know, basically if she needs something fixed, you know, bring her food while she, you know, take that food and give it to her man, take care of her kids. That's what these guys are supposed to be. But these guys don't want to do that anymore. That's the difference. 30, 40 years ago, that might have been the case. But, you know, with more guys getting woke and understanding what they have, what they can do, you're not seeing that anymore. So that's why you hear these women who are making some of these, you know, ignorant claims about passport bros. Y'all are broke. Y'all got child support anyway. But that's probably coming from a person who's never even been overseas themselves or can't even afford to go overseas themselves. And again, the broken dusty ones are there with them. And why? And what's another reason for that? Because, you know, a lot of the ladies who are hating on the passport bros can't even attract one. Meaning that the passport bros are not even interested. And I've been seeing some of the videos of some of these ladies that are making these claims, and I'm looking at them like, all right, so do you have anybody? Like, are you getting anybody in the States? And I honestly believe that the answer is no, right? They're not getting anybody in the States. These brothers with passports, they may not be, you know, sometimes the youngest guys or tallest guys, or maybe even the most richest guys, but they're the guys that have the ability to do something. They have some level of skill. You just cannot be a guy who is a complete bum and have a passport and just go overseas and, you know, and be going to all different places, going to Hong Kong, you know, going to Dubai, going to Thailand, you know, going to, you know, Germany, Europe. You know, you can't be just maxing passport books out and have nothing. You have to be a man that understands how to budget money, you know, how to invest money. You know, you have to be able to be a man that's willing to work. And see, these are the kind of men that women in the black community should be trying to marry. But these guys are being overlooked because they're boring. Let me tell you this. A lot of boring businesses make the most money. You know, like I was in Uganda. Shout out to, I forgot the brother's name here. Dr. Daniel, right from Farm Up YouTube channel. And he's a colleague of mine here on the platform, and he's into poultry. You think that doesn't make a lot of money? He makes a ton of money. He distributes layers across the country. Also, he sells chicks. Boring business. Guess what? It's stable. The demand is always there. The market is always there. You can call it boring if you want, but it's always there. And just like these passport bros, these guys are the ones that show up every day. These are the kind of guys that build communities. Are they exciting? Is it charismatic all the time? Might not be, but they always keep a job. They keep the bills paid. They keep the pensions coming in. They keep the family coming in. And a lot of women don't know how to appreciate somebody like that. But in other countries, those men are appreciated all the time. And it's just unfortunate that some of our ladies in America who are talking against these guys don't realize that. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shay Duke Jackson. Back at it again. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.